Okay, so are you able to see my Word file?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay, so yesterday we have uh, yeah, we have completed this common one, which is ECC and HANA in vendor, and then HANA specific customization of vendors, which we have done. And today we are going to start with the creation of vendor master, right?
Yeah.
Creation of vendor master. This was actually supposed to be here. Let me see once again. This was customer. Okay, so let us create the customer master.
Vendor
Customer
master.
vendor master. Creation of vendor master. So you have to go to easy access, right? You go to accounting, financial accounting, accounts payable in case of vendors, and you have to create the master record first. So if you click on master record, you will find FK01, FK02, FK03, FK05, FK060. All these six codes are there. F is for finance and K is for account type, K is for vendor. Remember, okay? Like D is for customer, K is for vendor. So transaction code FK01 if you want to create a vendor master, if you want to edit, if you want to see, if you want to block that vendor, or if you have going to delete that vendor. So these are transaction codes, but these codes will not work in HANA most of the cases. This will absolutely will not work. If I click here, it will say that redirecting to transaction VP as transaction FK01 is obsolete, right? So what you have to do, you have to give transaction code slash NVP. Same, we will end up in the same type of screen. This is the screen for creation of master vendor. So T code will be code VP. Okay. So we'll select an organization. Okay. And then uh, we have to first we have to select what is called our role, right? What will be our role? So role is, have to find out the role. Yeah, FLVN. This one. Which one? God knows. Two have been created. FLVN00. What I have given here? FLVN00. Okay. But I don't know why two types is coming here. Maybe someone has created it. Okay, let us take the first one, no problem. VL00, this is the role, right? SAP defined role. Click on create. Now, corresponding, you have to find out the BP, right?
Yeah.
BP.
I think it was in the top 3501.
No, that is not the one. That is belongs to same company, but that range is, well, I think this is not our. Your is 1 minute. This is yours. That's BP. This one, okay? This one. Okay. So
Okay.
now here on the screen, now we'll select whether this vendor is a company or not. It's a company, right? Okay. And then let us take that we purchased raw materials from BHEL. BHEL Limited. BHEL is, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, because this company basically created to manufacture weapons, fighting equipments, right? So we'll find raw materials from BHEL. So BHEL is our vendor, right? Okay. Nothing else here. You can write here BHEL for short, BHEL. Then slowly remember we are making entry in the general data. Okay, general data. Slightly scroll down. I have to give the uh, address Delhi Road, building number 1, whatever you can to give. Postal code Delhi will be maybe 400. Take this one. Make in Delhi. Country, right? INDIA, India. India. Okay. Region is Delhi. Here it is, Delhi. Right. I think this is correct. Delhi or something else have been created. No, DL. This one will be SAP defined Delhi. Post box you can write 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go down a little bit. And language you select as English. Okay. Rest you can give or you can leave. Right? After giving all these things, you save first. So business partner has been created, right? You can see that your Whale Limited is showing as a business partner. Now you have to extend this business partner. The system doesn't know belongs to which company code. Now we have to click on company code settings. Then you select this one. Switch between display and change. Okay. Now this is the business partner number. This is the vendor number, right? So company code is 3501 and then enter. You will see the reconciliation account option is coming. So you have to give the reconciliation account, which is must. So our case is accounts payable, this one. Make a. Okay. Short key. In case of vendor, 012.
So, Pinto, quick question. Why is the supplier number
Which one?
different from the business partner? Supplier number, how did that get created?
When we created the supplier, we created a number range.
Oh, okay. From that number range it picked up. Okay.
Yes, because we cannot keep both same,
Okay.
because it's not possible in this public server. The range must have been
Okay.
someone has taken, right?
Okay.
Okay. If you go to vendor payment transactions, you can take payment terms as immediate due date payment. Okay, tolerance group automatically has been configured. Okay, now that we have given the company code data information, required information, and then we can check here where everything is correct or not. Data business partner is error free. This is to check. Okay, and now we can save it first.
So when you create the purchase order, you create it against the business partner or the supplier?
Supplier. Okay. Business purchase order is a part of material management. Here we'll be working with, in the finance field, you'll be working with non-PO. Okay.
Okay.
When you talk of purchase, it goes to the different module, material management. Okay. In that case, this role will be, extended to what is called vendor. Okay. Then this option will come into play. This one, FLVN01. But you are a finance person, so you'll be dealing with this FLVN00, standard vendor. Okay.
Okay.
So this is saved. Now let me come out of. So we have created the vendor. If you click on this, it will still show you. Click on this. You select your vendor. This is your vendor, Bell. And whichever you want to change, you can change. If you want to change to what is called the address, click here and enter. Again, it is saying it is obsolete. So more or less, these transaction codes are also obsolete. You will only have to follow the DP. Okay. So now we have created the vendor. Vendor is Well. BHEL. Well Limited. Now we are going to make entries. So once the master is been created, now we are in a position to make document entry. Because in EC Access, I told you we have to create master record first, then the entry, and then the reports. Okay. So the first is document entry, accounts document entry. Here it is. So FB60 is to create the invoice, which is called the non-PO invoice. Okay, this is the invoice option, FB60. So you get a screen like this. Okay, now you have to select your vendor. Company code is 3501. We'll take Bell. Invoice date F4, F2. Okay, amount. Suppose you're purchasing now 1 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh. Okay. Purchase invoice posting. Purchase invoice posting. So when you are making an entry for vendor purchase, vendor is getting credited because you can see the debit is showing. Whom you are going to debit? The purchase account that we created yesterday. Chart of account is showing something different. let me change the company code first. 3501. Yeah, now company code is 3501. Okay. Now go to vendor. Select the vendor. Well, invoice date F4, F2. Okay. And then 1 lakh. Purchase invoice posting. Purchase invoice posting. Now, whom are going to debit? The purchase account, right? Okay. So go and check with the keywords. That will help you out faster. Where is the keyword not coming? I think this is for keywords. This is for keyword. No, 1 minute. For keyword. So keyword is AK. Enter. So now this is the purchase account, right? In case of customer, we use the sales account. In case of vendor, you are making a purchase, you take a purchase account. Debit 1 lakh. 1 lakh amount has come. Yeah, let's move on. Purchase invoice posting. Invoice posting. Okay. Now, in purchase, you will have to use the cost center. In case of sales, it's a profit center because against which product you are making this revenue, generating revenue. And in case of expenses, purchase, you have to select the cost center against which cost center you are incurring expense. Let us take Hyderabad factory. Okay. And then we go and sample it. So you can see the option. Okay. 1 lakh. Okay. After that, what you have to do? You have to post it. So document number posted. Clear on this?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can make a customer vendor invoice posting by using T code B60, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let us go back to the screen. Okay, this one. Yes. We can also use F-43 to make our invoice posting. But the problem is you have to go through 3 screens. Here in one screen you can make an entry. Here you have to go through 3 screens. How? Let us check here. F-43. This is the first screen. Document date F4, F2. Vendor invoice KR. Period is 12. Company code, currency, everything is showing. Now here you will saying here this is going to be credited vendor. So you click here. Well. See, this is the first screen. And then you enter. You move on to the second screen. Here you give the amount 50,000. Of course. 50,000. Okay. Payment terms, baseline date, everything has come. Vendor invoice posting. Now you are going to debit your purchase account. So you have to select and you have to find out the posting key. Right. So this is the disadvantage. If you forget the posting key, then you'll find it difficult. And you have posting key. Now you will go and select the purchase account. Using the keyword AK, I select the purchase account. And then you enter. You move on to the third screen. So two entries have been made, 2 line items. Here you don't have to put the figure, you put the asterisk mark. And here you put the plus sign. Because you have already written the narration, it will automatically be traced from the previous screen. And here you have to give the cost center as well. But this time we're doing for Chennai factory, suppose. Okay. And then what we'll do, we will go to document and we will simulate it. See, simulation has been done. And then you can post it. Clear? So we can also make an entry by using this transaction code. F-43. But you have to go through 3 screens and you have to remember the posting piece. We always prefer FB60, right? Clear on this?
Yeah.
First preference is FB60. In one screen, you can see everything. Okay. Now, to see the vendor document, to see the document, same transaction code that we use for customer for GL, FB03. Now we're in a position to see some reports. If we give transaction code FB03, see it will show that the last entry. If we enter here, you're able to see the last entry of 50,000. What about the first one? For that, sorry, /n FB03. In that case, you remove this first and go to the document list. You can see the list of documents. Okay. Here you can, you have to put the document number. Or if you have, what is the document number? 1 minute. To remember what is the document number? /NFB03. 1 minute. Let's see. Okay, go to document list. We'll find the document number. Document type is KR. If you don't remember, you write KR. This vendor invoice you have posted, and today you have posted F4, F2, and then you execute. You can see the document appearing in the screen, right? If you double click on the line, you will be able to see this is the 1 lakh posted previously. If you want to the next one, double click, you will be able to see the next one, 50,000. Clear on this?
Yeah.
Okay, now to see the GL line items. Same thing, same transaction. BL3N, BL3N. /n FBL3N. You enter GL. Which GL you want to check? You can give the keywords AK and then you enter. You can see the purchase account. Execute. So you can see that you have made 2 purchases. One is for 1 lakh, one for 1 lakh, one for 50,000. Okay. This is for purchase account. Now, if you want to see another GL that got involved, that is the accounts payable. You are supposed to pay. You have not paid the vendor. That is accounts payable. Execute. So you can see red. You have to pay 1,50,000. This will show as a due to the vendors in your balance sheet liability side. You are liable to pay is 1,50,000. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now if you want to see the vendor line items, to see vendor line items. So that will be FBL 5N. How about the code actually? Let me see. FBL 5N slash N FBL 5N. No, it's customer. Then slash N FBL 1N. 1N is for vendor. So this is the last. We have only one vendor. By default it is showing. So it will be FBL 1N. Okay. Now you execute. See, the vendor is supposed to get the payment. Very limited. See, due. Can you see the effect here? Clear on this? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Now, payment to vendor. Oh, okay. You can see the GL balance also. To see, let me cover this also. To see vendor GL balance. F finance K 10 N. Okay. Slash N F K 10 N. See, the by default this vendor will come execute. So you can see the vendor is supposed to get 1,50,000. There is a credit balance that he needs to pay. Okay. Now we are going to receive the payment. We're going to pay outgoing payment. If that's 53 is the outgoing payment. So payment to vendor. F dash 53, the transaction code. So let us pay. You will get a screen like this. So in the screen, get F4, F2. Okay. Now payment to vendor. Okay. So you'll be paying through the bank. So bank now will come into play. We'll take it from Punjab National Bank. So how much amount we have to pay to the vendor?
1,50,000.
Okay, 1,50,000. So we want to pay only 1 lakh now. We have less cash. We'll pay 1 lakh only. Okay. Text payment to vendor. Now to select the customer. Open item selection. Okay, company code, enter. We'll get the bill. Okay, after doing this, click on this process open item. Whatever items are open, they're going to process. Click here. Now you see that you have a balance of 1,50,000, but you are going to pay only 1 lakh, right?
Yeah.
So there is a balance there.
Okay.
So
50,000.
if you want to process it, go to document, simulate it. What it will say? the difference is too large for clearing. You cannot clear. I told you this has to be 0. This has to be 0. Then only you can clear. The error will come. What you have to do, you have to pay both together. Otherwise, system will not allow you. But your company says no. You pay only 1 lakh. Let 50. The first due you clear. Second due will clear later at a later date. So what you will do in that case, you have to deactivate this one. How to deactivate? Just double click here. The color of this will change. See, black. And now it becomes 0. Clear?
Yeah.
Now you go to document, simulate. Now you will be able to pay. And then you post it. Clear?
Yeah.
So let us clear the let's now let company say, okay, you can pay now. F4, F2. Okay. Payment to vendor. Bank account. AK. Secured. Oh, sorry. Will not take AK. Straight will go. Punjab National Bank. PNB. Amount is 50,000. Payment to vendor. Will. Okay, now you possible item. See, now only 50,000 will be given. 0. Go to document, simulate, post it. Clear?
Yes.
So this is how you clear the vendor payment. Now let us see the reports one by one again. FB03, no need to see, same, you will say the opposite direction. Let us see the GL items. FBL3N /N FBL3N. Enter. So the GL account, execute. What it is saying, no item selected. Open, cleared. Execute. Now you can see that you have cleared the payment. 0. Accounts payable, you have no liability, all green. No liability, all you have cleared. Now, if you want to see the bank account, chart of accounts 350. If you want to see the bank account, execute. It has to be normal item. It has to be all items. Execute. The bank you can see. Clear. It will always have a negative balance because you don't have any money in the bank. That is why. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you want to see the vendor account, /N FBL1N. No, it is cleared one. Execute. Now you can see 0. No due to the vendor. Paid. Purchase invoice posting, payment to vendor. Purchase vendor invoice whatever, payment to vendor. It's nullified, 0. Now if you want to see the vendor GL balance, /N FK 10 N. Enter. Execute. It's over. Debit, credit, gone. Clear. Have you understood the operations, how it is being done?
Yes.
Okay. You have to practice, huh? You have to make a lot of practice. So short is enough. Tomorrow we will go we'll try to conclude the this vendor part. Tomorrow we will do credit memo for a class. Credit memo and down payment means advance.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Same time tomorrow we'll try to conclude the vendor part by doing how to issue credit memo and how to do the down payment.
Fine.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks for joining. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.